Please welcome on stage Mikael Jagelid, who will speak about the hospitality industry.
Thank you.
The stage is yours.
Thank you. The hospitality industry accounts for about 1 in 11 of every job on the planet. It's a substantial part of the Swedish economy and employment as well. And still, it's an industry that is not really using data and to that extent as we see in other industries today. My name is Mikael Jagelid. I'm a senior business consultant at HiQ. I'm here on behalf of Niklas Masush, the product manager at Göteborg Co, who is driving this project of creating a data-driven hospitality industry for the next decade. Göteborg Co is the municipality's part that is accounting for the tourism and visitor industries in the Gothenburg region. It's also acting owner of Liseberg, Stadsteatern and Gotevent. Already recognized as a world leader in smart tourism and in sustainability, Göteborg was awarded with the European Capital of Smart Tourism Award last year for 2020. So we entered 2020 with the aim to show Europe what we can do when it comes to digitalization, sustainability, accessibility, and cultural heritage in the hospitality industry. And we started with a destination data platform. In the e-commerce industry, it's common with a customer data platform, but we wanted to create something more specific for this industry itself. It's about hotels, restaurants, events, conferences, transport, shopping, every kind of organization that you interact with on a visit to a destination. All of these companies and organizations generate a lot of data, but they're not really using it, sharing it, and taking advantage of what we can do if we combine it. So we want to collect that data into a data platform where we can structure it, analyze it, and feedback valuable insights back to the industry. Insights that can be used for short-term decision making and long-term strategic investment or strategic decisions as well. And why we need the data? First of all, we need the accommodation data, that is typical hotels. We need transport data, how people are moving, and activity data, what they're doing in the city. On top of that, we add some external data like transactions, what they're buying and for how much. We need some weather data and also visitor flow data, how people are moving. And in the long run, we want to add individual data on a user basis, sentiment, preferences, ratings, everything that we need to customize the best possible visitor experience. All this data can then be translated into insights. We get quantities like how much, how many, for how long, how often. Comparative data, am I doing better than the rest of the industry? How do I compare to in this month compared to last month or the same month as last year? Or how do we compare as a city as compared to other destinations in Europe? Then we have correlations when we come to finding out what type of data that can actually contribute to each other. As an example, in the United States, the Voi competitor Bird, one of these e-scooter operators, recently introduced payments in their e-scooter booking app. And that's because of their insight that more than 70% of the e-scooter trips on Bird started or ended at some kind of convenience store or coffee shop making a payment. Finally, we want to add predictions. Using all this data collected, machine learning and artificial intelligence to provide short-term, tactical, operational, actionable insights and long-term strategies. So why? This all sounds good, but what are the real reasons behind it? First of all, we believe that this is the most efficient way to reach the goals for the hospitality industry and maintain the sustainability leader as we already are today. Secondly, it's about cooperation. When a destination cooperates and benchmarks against other destinations in Europe, we need data to do that in an efficient way. It's about a change in behavior. People are traveling differently already before this pandemic situation, and now it's even more changing. We need to act on that, and we need to act based on data, on evidence. Then there's a potential. This is an industry that has been doing quite well for quite some time without really utilizing data insights. And we know for a fact that adding that secret sauce, we can even further enhance profitability, reduce risks, and drive growth in this industry. But finally, and most important, it's about competition. If the hospitality industry choose not to become data-driven, someone else will take that position. And as an example, the hotels, they joined these online booking platforms some years ago, where they came and promised to rent out unused rooms, and for a fee of 30% of the price. Sounded like a good deal. It ended up that the hotels today don't really control their pricing. They have lost the relationship with the customers, and they're all in the hands of basically two large companies controlling this market today. Staying out of data-driven business and try to compete against the ones that are actually doing it could be even worse. Let me give you an example from the US corporate travel. In 2014, US business customers spent money on traveling inside a city. 55% of the spending was rental cars, 37% were taxi. And the newcomer Uber and Lyft accounted for about 8% of corporate travels. At this time, and to a large extent even today, the taxi user experience in the United States is not that good. You can't rely on if the taxi really coming, if they can find their way. You probably can't pay with a credit card and don't count for a receipt when you finish your travel. Uber came in and relied heavily on data. They knew exactly where the drivers were supposed to be to have the best possible chance of getting rides. They knew in detail about supply and demand for different times and places in the city, and could set the perfect price. They came with a very attractive value proposition to the corporations. It said that your employees can use the Uber app just like they do in private, but they can do it for corporate trips as well. They can use it in any city they go to, and we will give you all of the paperwork so they don't need to handle any receipts anymore, and we are 30% cheaper than taxis. It took 4 years for the taxi to lose from 37% to 6% in the market. The rentals lost more than half of their share, and Uber and Lyft together reached about 71% in just 4 years, and this figure is even higher today. So staying out of the data-driven industry is not an option, but the hospitality industry needs to drive this progress on its own conditions. So we set up trying to build some kind of proof of concept. Can we collect the data? Can we do the analysis? Can we get some actionable insights? And we were looking forward to summer to collect data from all the tourists coming to Gothenburg, all the events, Göteborg Co, Way Out West, the concerts at Ullevi, until this black curtain of COVID fell down upon our eyes. The hospitality industry in Gothenburg has been hit really, really hard. A lot of the businesses have lost more than 80 or 90% of their business and are still not recovering. To this date, this year, this region has lost more than 13 billion SEK in the hospitality industry alone. So we needed to shift a little bit in our proof of concept and focus on the data that we actually can get our hands on. We started by finding out that we need partners in this, partners that can provide us with external data into the platform. Partners